Okay. Welcome to our On Fire Empire team call tonight, everybody. It is Tuesday, August 29th. I can't believe that we are almost into the month of September. I am just speaking for a few minutes here at the beginning, and then I'm going to kick it off to two of our fabulous coaches that are absolutely rocking it on building their business. And thank goodness, because I'm sick and like about to lose my voice, and so we'll see how long I can be a little long-winded on these things. So hopefully this can help rein me in. So I realize that it at least for me, it feels like it's been a while since we've had like a real team call. I feel like summer schedules just get really busy and crazy, and there isn't a lot of schedule and structure to the summertime, so it gets harder to get all of us together. And it is harder to kind of get people started on their fitness journeys during the summer, because if you haven't kind of got them bought in the winter and the spring, they're at that point where they feel like they're past it. It's too late to get in shape for summer. But you guys have got to capitalize on this back to school time right now, because these next couple months that we have in September and October are going to be pretty prime for getting people going on a journey, because then we come into November and December, and the holidays get to be a notoriously difficult time to get people started, because hello, it's the holidays and everybody is just focused on, all the yummy treats and parties and everything like that. But luckily we have the tools to show them how to get through the holidays in a healthy way so that you don't gain 10 pounds over Christmas like so many people do. But Leslie and I were talking yesterday, and she wanted me to just kind of pour a little inspiration into you guys. And so I told her that I'd sit down today and kind of jot out some notes. So of course typical Logan fashion, it's just not my style to necessarily like do a whole lot of notes and preparation and stuff like this for these calls. I tend to just kind of like speak from my heart. And it's been a while since I've had the opportunity to talk to you guys, and a lot has happened in our life and in our family, since one of the last times that we've had like a real team call. And I'm not going to lie, like this year, 2017, has been a really, really hard year for me personally as a coach. Ever since I got so sick with this pregnancy in April and was barely able to drag myself out of bed in April, May, and June because of how sick I was, throwing up all the time and in and out of the hospital. I was blessed with an awesome month of July where I was back on my feet and got to go to Summit and get that fire relit under me, to wind up in like ordered to bed in August because of this little nugget giving us trouble with contractions way, way too early. So to feel like I hit a wall in the business is an understatement, because I don't know about the rest of you, but when I don't feel like I'm being a product of the product, it makes it really hard to share the lifestyle and get people bought in and joining. And if I feel like I'm in a rut where either I'm not eating right, or I'm not working out consistently, or if I'm not reading my personal development, that's a big one, because that's one of the easiest things to skip. And if I'm not doing like all of those things, then that self-doubt starts to creep in, and I really start to feel like a fraud. Because I think like, if I'm not even doing the things, like how am I going to get other people bought in and believing it? And my posts just don't come off as authentic because I'm not sharing my true journey. So talk about throwing a wrench into things when all of a sudden I'm ordered to bed rest, and not only can I not work out, I can't meal prep, I can't take my daughter to preschool. I can't get my baby out of his crib when he cries mommy over the monitor. I can't do any of the things that have basically like defined me as who I am for the last few years, you know, as a wife and as a mom and as a coach and as a nurse, because I can't work as a nurse anymore, obviously. And like it's rocked my world. Like I don't even know how to describe it. And I've gone through difficult pregnancies and done modified bed rest before, but this one is obviously way more strict. And it's definitely like been really depressing, like every time that I've gone through it, because I feel like I immediately lose all of these roles that because like that's like what we do as wives and moms and caretakers, is it's our job to take care of everybody else. And that's why we love coaching, because we get to love and pour on other people. And to all of a sudden have all those roles like stripped away leaves you feeling so just broken and not sure what your purpose is. But obviously I've, you know, go through ups and downs with this like every single day. I mean, every hour is kind of like an emotional roller coaster and whether I'm having a good day or not. But having coaching and having you guys who have like come to my aid like in my darkest hour and are bringing us food and cleaning up my kitchen and even just bringing me magazines or checking in to see how we're doing. Like, you have no idea how, like, what a difference you guys have made to my life and to this situation. And for me, being able to have something like coaching that I can still pour my heart and passion into from the bed. Like, I can't work out. I can't, luckily my shake only takes like, you know, a minute to make. So that is one of the things that I'm allowed to get up and do every day. I can get up and pee, I can get up and shower, and I can get up and make my shake. And that's pretty much what I'm allowed to do. So to, you know, to lose those like exercise endorphins and like all those things that I'm used to for coping with stressful times was hard. But to still have coaching and our challenge group and our team and all of you has just made a world of difference for me and for my family, because I know that I'd be in a lot darker place if I didn't have coaching to pour into during the day. Because let me tell you, you can only play so many games of Candy Crush in a row before you are ready to just like throw your phone against the wall. Okay. I'm on like level 200 and something. But having coaching, not just for like the mind distraction, but being able to, you know, still have that purpose and loving on people and supporting people, and still being able to bring in an income to our house, because both of the other times that I got put on bed rest and I couldn't work as a nurse, that meant zero monies for all of the months that I was at home, like trying to grow these babies full term, which, talk about feeling like you have a noose around your neck, you know, when it's already like, babies are expensive. And so when you're losing a bunch of income, like right before they're about to come, it's crazy stressful. And to not have that weight on my chest, to still have that income every single week from coaching, even though I'm not able to work out and I'm not able to like, you know, eat off of a perfect meal plan every week, like it's just been such a huge blessing to our family that I never anticipated when we, you know, decided to expand our family again. But I just need you guys to know where I'm at, in that, you know, I do have way too many hours in a day to just like lay around and with my thoughts. And sometimes I come up with like great ideas, and other times I'm in my head too much. And, you know, I kind of feel like I'm in this place where I'm fumbling and as a leader, and struggling with not knowing where you guys are at and what you are needing from me right now. And so that's why I really need you guys to keep showing up in the team page, keep plugging in and letting me know like what you're needing. Like, we have the trainings, we have all the checklists, we have all the recipes, we have like the best team ever. I just like need that validation that we are moving in the right direction. We're making goals, we're helping people, we're, you know, getting people started right, and we're inviting to our challenge group and inviting to your team. You can't do one or the other, because if you only invite like to challenge groups, you're only ever going to get challengers. If you don't ever like invite to your team and share about the coaching opportunity, you're not going to attract people to your team to start actively coaching. So I just need you guys to think about like how I can help you, because I have a lot of time on my hands, and I just need that validation that like we are moving together like in the right direction as a team. On a positive note though, like, so many of you guys are absolutely killing the month of August and changing so many lives in Team Cup, and it makes me so excited and so proud of you guys. And I feel like I'm finally starting to get traction again after like struggling ever since April. But that's why I asked two of our like up and coming coaches, who I know both have a goal of diamond here pretty soon, and they are just like totally rocking the business, and they've been rocking it like through their pregnancies. Amy is pregnant and due in October. Is that right? Are you due in October?
The C-section's October.
C-section's October.
Yeah.
Okay. And Lindsey totally rocked her entire like fit pregnancy, did her last workout the day that she went in to have her baby. And now she is are you 4 weeks postpartum now? 4 weeks postpartum now, and jumping back in.
My legs hurt bad.
Jumping back in with 21 Day Fix. And so like these ladies like are serious goals. Like, they are so amazing. They inspire me in so many ways. And I just like want you guys to wrap your head around, like, if they are like totally killing their businesses while they're pregnant and with newborns and everything, like, oh my gosh, like, you guys can too. You just have to share the heck out of your journey. So I'm going to kick it over to Amy first, and she's just going to introduce herself, tell us a little bit about her journey and how she has been so successful with sharing her journey and bringing people on board with her. So take it away, Amy.
All right. Hopefully you can hear me. Let's see. So I'm Amy. I grew up in the Tri-Cities in Washington. My dad and Logan's dad used to work together. That's how we know each other. And I used to babysit Logan and her sister when they were little. So let's see. So I guess probably last summer, I started seeing Logan's posts. Probably when I was pregnant with my second, I'm guessing. And I could relate to the crazy toddler at home and another one on the way. I was feeling a little overwhelmed with just like mom life and working, and not really back in shape after the pregnancies, and just wanting to, you know, get back on track because I knew we wanted to have a third baby. And before I jumped into that next 2 years of pregnancy and breastfeeding for 2 years, you know, total, that wanted to see what I could do to get back in shape and also to figure out like, foods for the family and that sort of thing, because I felt like I was really like just lost on what to eat, and like what to eat that's good for me, that's not like, I don't know how much of what to eat. Like in theory, I know what healthy foods are, but I don't know like how much of what to eat, or like how much to work out, when I'm still nursing and that sort of thing. So, like the 3 times in a month I went on the treadmill for 20 minutes. I don't know, like how hard to push, that whole thing. So, so I started with 21 Day Fix last October, and I just jumped into that, the 3 weeks, totally committed to that. And then I think through the end of the year, I kind of repeated that off and on, not as strict, but I did that. And then by like January, I pretty much had gotten to where I wanted to be, and then we were going to try and get pregnant. So I stuck with it. Then I joined, got the on-demand access, and then in like April, I had a coworker who I was chatting with who basically said that, she had seen what the changes in me, and, she wanted to get back in shape. So I threw out the, well, I could be your coach kind of thing. And that's in April, that's when I signed up as a coach. I think it was May before I actually like posted anything on Facebook to share with the world that that's what I was doing. Let's see. And then I guess at that point is when I kind of just started talking to more coworkers, or, if it was somebody that I thought could really benefit from it, I got brave enough to offer it up. I listened to a lot of Summer's posts and scripts about like words to say, and, things like, I don't want to come off as insulting, but I just thought, based on how successful I've been with the program and how much I've learned from it, if it's something you would be interested in, things like that, to try to, I don't know, soften up the invite. I know looking back that some of my posts, or my messages with people that I think I overshare, like I just like would give like too much information to begin with, like, oh, are you interested? Oh, well, here's all this information about the program. And then I think people are kind of like, never mind. So there's a little bit of that, but, either directly through Facebook messages of, hey, are you looking for, working on fitness goals, that sort of thing. Or if somebody posted something like, I had a friend who posted, they were going to get back into working out after, not doing anything for 6 years, and they had this thing they wanted to start, that I messaged them and said, hey, are you, would you want something like a nutrition plan to go along with it, or, a fitness nutrition that could, you could do in conjunction with this new plan that you're doing. So that one's still in work. We'll see how that one pans out. But so I guess I just tried to watch people's posts and not totally just pounce on people when they post something related to fitness, but to try and like watch that and see, do the whole like comment on their posts and try and get more involved with them if I hadn't been, to try to build that relationship before either reaching out to them, or in some cases, if I posted like the transformation post, that people would just say like, hey, I want to be in, like count me in. So that's obviously a faster process. And so then I guess just a little bit about when somebody does actually sign up, what I do. So usually once they say, they're interested, they want it, I send them the link through the email. Once they actually sign up, then I add them to the Facebook group. Kind of let them get used to, let them be in the group and see the posts. And then when they're actually closer to starting, like, within if they get their order in a week or so, then that's when I usually do their welcome post instead of just throwing them into the spotlight. Then what do I do? Oh, so I have them, usually I give them the 21 Day Fix food list and have them pick like 5 foods from each category. And then I'll put together like 1 day worth of, hey, this is what a meal plan could look like for you, like based on these foods. Because for me, that was the hardest thing, was like, how do I take all these foods and these plans and these recipes, and what do I do to get like a meal plan? And I think for me, I overcomplicated it. Like I would like try to make, or felt like there's all these recipes I could try, and how do I calculate the different containers? So most of my meal plans are really like straightforward and simple. Salad with chicken and vegetables, or your brown rice and chicken and broccoli, or whatever it is. So it's not like you have to make this casserole and you have to do all these other things, at least just to get started. So that, I think that, I don't know, for me, that was the hardest part. And then I tried to, once I know that they're starting the program, I try to follow up within, every couple of days, just to check in, see if they have questions. One thing I found, that if I just ask like, hey, how's it going? Then they're like, oh, it's fine. But if I say, what's the most challenging part that you found? Then usually they come back with, oh, well, the workouts are really hard to fit in, or I don't have time to meal prep. Like you get more of a specific answer of ways that you can help them. Just, as opposed to just asking how it's going. What else? Oh, and then I do send them a welcome package in the mail, just a little thank you note. I know a lot of you guys do this too, but I've sent like the peanut butter packs, a few of those, the bracelet, and then either some blank grocery lists. And I think this one's handy too, the portions, just to have handy on the fridge. I still use it to look at sometimes if my containers are dirty and I just want to grab the measuring cup to use it. So, and then I usually send a flexible tape measure, because I found that a lot of my challengers, when they started out, like if I told them they needed to take measurements, they didn't have a flexible tape measure to take measurements with. So then it's a lot easier for them to be like, oh, I'm just not going to do it. So I include those. I just bought some on Amazon. So I usually put all those together. If I know what program they're going to do, then sometimes I'll send a printout of the schedule of the program, so that they have it there as a printout to have handy, so they know what to do. And I try and point out, like on demand, where you can access the program materials, because one of my girls was like, oh, I tried this one today, and I was like, that's not even until like week 3. What do you So just to try to get them started like that. So so I do have coaches signed up under me. That's the other thing, I guess, when somebody's going to sign up, I do offer up the discount coach option, and I try to give them enough information so they know about what it is, but not too much to overwhelm them. But regular shakes cost $130, and if with the coach's discount and the fee, it's like $115-ish, right? So I put that in there, and just to give them that option for, basically I tell them if they think they're going to continue at all with the shakes, that I recommend the coach option, because then you get it for cheaper. But what I do need to work on is having active coaches, like coaches that are actually coaching somebody else. So that's my my next step. But I think that's about it. Whoops. Anything else?
Oh my gosh. Well, you've blown my mind. I'm taking all these notes on things that I need to
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I wish I could say that I taught her all of this, but no, she's very self-taught. No, you're amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Yeah, these ideas are awesome. I didn't realize that the All Access Pack doesn't come with tape measures. Did any of you guys sign up with Jordan, you signed up with the All Access, didn't you? Did it come with a tape measure? No. See, all of our DVD packs. You didn't?
Way back a year ago.
I never got any with any of the DVD sets I bought.
Maybe because it came with 21 Day Fix, and that's what I started with.
Yeah, I don't think I got one with my 21 Day Fix DVDs.
Weird. Or did it come with Pio? I can't remember. But yeah, I remember getting one in my whichever Beachbody challenge pack, and so that's the one that I've always used. But
I'm pretty sure it was Pio.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. That's a really good idea.
we're not blowing smoke at all. Like, you totally blew our mind with all these ideas. Like, you are totally setting them up for success. Like, this is super impressive. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, Lindsay girl, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
This is okay. I got my iPad
Take
set
it
up, so
away,
can everyone
sister.
hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Perfect. I kind of talk loud and I have that teacher voice going on right now, so if I talk too loud, just tell me to shut up.
You can't talk louder than me.
Okay, hi. My name is Lindsay. I'm sure most of you guys have known me because I've been posting in the group and stuff. I live in Pasco and I'm a teacher, and I'm now a mama of 2. My little boy is almost 4 weeks, so I guess he's kind of 4 weeks old. I don't know if you go like date to date, but he's basically 4 weeks old. So I went back to work. Just today was the first day of school. So anyways, basically my story is, I had a daughter 7 years ago, and basically after that, I kind of just became this like yo-yo dieter where I would do something for a month and then I would work really, really hard at it and go to the gym super, super hard, and then I would stop and fall off and I'd gain all the weight back. Or I'd binge eat. I was a huge emotional eater. I was a single mom for a long time, and so I just pretty much ate my feelings, and it was like really sad. Like, I remember like hiding, like to go buy a pizza at the store, and then I'd like try to hide so no one would see me and then go home and eat the whole thing. Like, who does that? But yeah, pretty bad. It's crazy. I know. And it's crazy that I'm telling you that because I used to like be so embarrassed about it, but now I just laugh because it's part of my journey. But basically, I had a lot of anxiety, no confidence. And then kind of fast forward to the last couple of years, I started kind of, I don't know, I watched Renee kind of probably for, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so. And I was actually telling Renee the other day, like, I literally watched her and was like, I could never do that. I can never be skinny like her. I could never do what she did. Never. And so finally, I don't even know, Renee, like, you had been messaging me maybe. I don't even honestly remember. Like, it feels like so long ago. But I finally, I think maybe it just was like, tell me more about what you're doing. And at the time I was getting married like 2 months later. So like basically I was like, okay, I need to do something for my wedding because I'm not happy with the way I look. So I like did it like for my wedding. Like, that's it. Nothing else. I want to look good for my wedding. Like, which is funny because I've done way more than that now. But anyways, so Renee got me set up and I started with 21 Day Fix and I just fell in love with it. I did 2 rounds of 21 Day Fix and then 2 rounds of 21 Day Fix Extreme, and I lost like crazy amounts of inches. I remember my wedding dress had to be kept getting taken in, which was kind of fun. And looking back at pictures now, like, I need to remind myself it was part of my journey, but like, I'm still like, damn it, why didn't I lose more weight and lose more inches? Because I don't know, I needed to not be so hard on myself. But anyways, so after the wedding, I had like 2 weeks off for the honeymoon and stuff. And Renee was like, okay, like, you gonna get back on board? And like, I just remember like, she was so awesome about always texting me and just always being on me and helping me and being so supportive, even when I had those hard days. And like, I started again at the beginning of the school year, and me and my teaching partner decided we were going to work out at school. So we started working out on our prep times and lunch breaks, which was awesome. It was really consistent to have somebody else there. So we worked out like all the fall, and then I got pregnant, and I remember like puking during my workouts, like at the very beginning. So I had to tell my teaching partner I was pregnant. And then I hurt my back over Christmas break and I couldn't work out for like 2 weeks. And again, Renee came in, helped me, like swoop me off my feet. Like, it's okay. Give yourself some grace. Like, I'm really hard on myself sometimes, but like, I wasn't really posting anything. I'd signed up a few girls last summer, and then that was really it. I wasn't doing anything. And then I got pregnant and just realized that really this is a lifestyle. And I was just feeling so good. And it was like I craved workouts, and I was going from working out like 3 days a week to 4 to 5 days a week to then 6 or 7 days a week. And I just kind of learned about meal prepping, and I fell in love with that because it was saving my family money. We weren't eating out at all. and our lives are really busy. So it just like was really convenient for us. And then I finally started sharing probably like January-ish and kind of tracking my pregnancy and just really just sharing like sweaty selfies, to be honest, and like meal prep posts. And it was then that I started like finally feeling like I was being a product of the product. Like I started getting arm definition and I was pregnant and I was like, wait, what? Like, how am I pregnant and in better shape now than I've ever been before, but I'm pregnant? Like, what? So I was like starting to trust in the program, and I just started, I honestly didn't really message people. Like, I'll be honest, like, I'm not like a go out of your comfort zone. Like, I'm going to message 20 people today and be like, how's it going? Like, that's just not me. Like, if you see me in public, I'll totally talk to you because I'm Chatty Cathy, but I'm not like a go outside of your comfort zone. Like, that's weird for me. So basically I would just like if people message me, I'd message them back, but like I would always thank them for liking and supporting my posts. I ran a Shakeology group in like December. I had like 10 girls in it. And I remember I was feeling really defeated because like no one wanted to sign up after that. And I remember Renee just reminding me, like, give it time, be patient. Again, just Renee has been so diligent this whole time with me and just believing in me. And I would not be where I am without her. Let's just put it that way. And I remember just like, oh, I've worked so hard and now no one wants to sign up. But over the course of the last like 6 months, the girls that were in that original group have finally signed up. And I think that they're finally watching and seeing, you know, progress. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place. When I sign people up, so I will be honest, like I don't have any active coaches really under me besides my husband. But everybody, like I haven't really pushed the coaching thing because for me, like the relationships are huge. Like I want to be the Renee of me. I want to be supportive of people to keep them going on their journey, not just for my wedding, not just for my best friend's bachelorette party. Like I want this to be a lifestyle. So I want to be that Renee was for me. Like that just means so much for me. So I haven't really been pushing the whole coach thing. I've just really been supporting my challengers. I think I have like 12 girls now. And I will be honest, I check in with them every single Monday. I usually have a goal that we're focusing on for the week. So like this week, our goal is clean eating. So I shared a clean eating like grocery list. And then I'll check in with them on Friday. I run a challenge probably twice a month and I mail prizes and I mail cards. Like I'm always trying to recognize what they're doing because I want them to know that this is not easy and that I'm so proud of them for doing it. And I can just tell you that that's my love language is like cards and like little gifts, like even if they're $1, like it's not a big deal at all. But that is really important to me. Like, I ran a challenge and then my challenge tracker thing the last 2 weeks. And so like the girls with the most workouts and shakes, like I had different points. And so I sent first, second, third place prizes for those. Sometimes I'll do like a random, I did a Shakeology group a few weeks ago and I had like daily challenges with squats and all of that. And so if they participated, they got a prize. Just because I want them to feel valued and what they're doing is a big deal. Because I know it, like at the beginning, like, I don't know, when you first start out, you don't always see the biggest results that you want, but I feel like if someone's cheering you on the sidelines, it's like, oh my gosh, someone cares. Like, I can do this. Like, she cares about me. She's pushing me. Like, okay, if she believes in me, I can believe in myself too. So that's just been really important for me. Something else I do a lot is like if girls want to try shakes, I will make them at home and drop them off at their doorstep or bring them with me to work or, you know, wherever. Because sometimes I feel like if you give someone a packet, one, they're probably not going to make it. And if they do, they're going to mix it with water and it's going to be disgusting. Or two, they're just going to say they did it, but they really didn't do it. So I'm like, oh, here, let me make it for you and let me make it super yummy for you. And then they're going to fall in love with it. So that's kind of something else I do. And then, of course, when the girls sign up, I send a package just like Amy does. But Amy, I love your ideas of like the sheets and all of that. That's a great idea. But I do like the peanut butter. Sometimes I do headbands or water bottles. I always send like an Energize sample, which is kind of fun because I love Energize, and then sometimes they like to buy it. But honestly, I think the whole recognition and validating thing of my girls is kind of important to me. Like I said, just because Renee was so validating to me that I want to be that for everybody else. So I want to be able to start getting coaches under me that are doing that. But honestly, like my girls are so important to me that I want to keep them on board, and I want them to see the changes that I've seen. I mean, I was pregnant and had a baby, and like, I'm trying to be humble with it too, but like my labor and delivery was easy. Like I looked at the doctors right after I pushed my son out and I said, I hate to say this, but are all pregnancies that easy? And the doctor and the nurse look at each other and they start laughing and they're like, honey, don't tell that to another mom. So I just like, I give it to my workouts. I give it to my coach, Renee, because honestly, I would not be sitting right here right now, 4 weeks postpartum. Obviously my legs are jello because I just started working out, but I would not be sitting here feeling so good. I am way lower than I was pre-pregnancy weight. And I just I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my Renee, my coach, Renee. I want to be that person. And I just want so many people to know that this journey and this lifestyle works. And it's changed my life in so many ways. And, I was on thyroid medication 2 years ago. I'm not on that anymore. I had some ankle situations where my ankles now fused, and I was told I could never run again. And I've had lots of medical things, but it's like, I'm not going to let that define myself. I want to be there for my family and support them. And I don't know. I feel amazing. And I thank Renee so much for all she's done to support me. And I think in the coming months, I'm going to be working just 3 days a week. So my goal would be to do that all school year if I can support that, like from a financial standpoint. I'm nowhere near that, obviously, but I think that's a fun goal to have. So I don't know. Is there any questions? I feel like I went all over the place there.
No, but you have me over here in tears.
Sorry. It's just the truth.
As I'm stuffing my face with my dinner and crying. You're a freaking rock star, and you're amazing, and seriously inspire me every single day.
That's the thing though, it never gets old. Right? Every single challenger that ever gives you credit for anything like that, changing their life or making an impact at all. I know Logan says oh my gosh, Leslie, would you just stop saying I saved your life? You make me cry every time. And it's but it's true. Every single time someone says something like that, it never gets old. That's I'll never forget that first person that said that to me. And I left the coffee shop bawling, calling Logan I get it now. This is what it's all about. And it's contagious and you don't ever want to stop.
It gives you that validation. For those tough times when you get those no's or you get, the negativity or this or that, it gives you that validation you need for why you're doing this and why you continue to share, because you never know whose life you're going to change. It might be one person in a month, or, it might be people that have just still been with you, but that you're still continuing to help them. And that is seriously what it's all about.
And I just wanted to say one more thing. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Logan had said that.
Go.
Okay. Logan had said that quote, about controlling the controllable, that Leslie shared, because I remember when I had my baby, I texted Renee, I don't know what to do. I can't work out. What am I supposed to do? And that was really hard for me. I was working out every single day and then doing nothing. I know I was obviously needed to be a mom, and that was awesome, but just not having that avenue was really, really hard. And I don't know. And I just remember Renee saying control what you can control, share about your nutrition, share about that. And it's crazy because just being transparent like that, and being like sharing what you're doing is huge. And like, I was losing weight and I wasn't even working out. And it's like, wait, what? Like, everything you've ever been taught about this, you know, like, it's just crazy. So the whole control the controllable thing, Logan, I know you obviously are having a hard time with not being able to work out and stuff, but just sharing your journey and like what you're going through hits people in so many different ways. And I just remember Renee telling me that, and that was really, really huge for me. So that's all I have.
Oh, you're so sweet, girl. I know that's like seriously a mantra that I have to like repeat to myself like so many times a day. like yeah, I can't work out right now, and yeah, my nutrition is not on point because I'm not 100% in control of it. So if it's a day where Levi has to just bring home dinner on his way home from work or something, like I just have to live with it because I have to eat. Like, let's face it, I'm not gonna not eat type of thing. But I can control how many people I'm talking to a day and how many new friends I'm making and new connections, and, you know, getting involved in, you know, commenting more in like pregnancy groups that I'm in, and, you know, making new connections that way, and, you know, how much I can put into the team and into the challenge group. Like, those are all things that I can do and I can control right now. So being able to focus my energy on that, like, just makes a really big difference. And I know you both feel like you're kind of in this spot where you're starting to gain traction because you've been like consistent with your workouts and with this lifestyle for a few months now, and with sharing. And so that trust is building with all the people that are watching you, because it's consistency over time that builds trust. And when people trust you, they'll buy into you and join you. And even though you aren't attracting a bunch of building coaches to your team yet, that's going to come, because the people that are your challengers now that you are loving on and supporting in like the most amazing ways, those people are going to be the ones that are going to turn into your rock stars. You know, like Liz made me practically swear on the Bible that I would not tell anybody that she was doing this, you know? And I mean, look at her, like she's amazing and one of the most consistently coaching people like on the team. And so it's just one of those things, like, you're getting to this sweet spot. So just keep doing what you're doing, keep sharing your journey. And I know both of you have really started off, both of your journeys really started off sharing on your personal pages, which like some of us leaders have been like talking about that more and more, about how important it probably is to be sharing your journey more on your personal page. Lucy's like leaning over the laptop making funny faces at me, so I'm getting distracted. But sharing your journeys on your personal pages, because that's where your hot and warm markets are, and those people that are going to trust you immediately, you know, versus on a like page where maybe you don't have a ton of followers over there yet. And so it's harder to get people seeing your stuff. So I think that's another important thing to kind of consider for newer coaches as well, because I feel like that's been a pretty sweet spot for both of you. Would you agree? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, I think I just hadn't made a like page for a while. And one of the calls I watched maybe a couple weeks ago, I forget where it was, but that's what they recommended. Maybe it was the wake up call. I don't remember now.
It might have been Kristen Sharp's social media call that was shared in Team Courage.
Yeah.
That call was like amazing if you guys haven't watched that one yet.
I mostly just do my personal page, partly because I don't know how to share with my like page, but we're working on that. But I did get an Instagram account, so I'm branching out there.
That's
but
awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I've been, you know, for a long time I was like posting like twice a month, you know, on just random things. So, but I know that the vital behaviors is like 3 to 5 times a day. So I'm kind of slowly working up to the like once a day is pretty good. I feel like I don't want to overwhelm my people that are like, oh my gosh, now what is she, you know, like what is she doing now? All of a sudden crazy. So
For sure, especially because you're working full time also. So
that too, yeah. Yep.
I'm proud of you guys.
I had a like page at the very beginning, but then I deleted it because I was worried that my students would be able to find it because it was under my name. I was like, that's awkward if they see me. I don't know. That was just weird for me because I teach in middle school. So I just was doing my own personal page as well. And then I was using Instagram, and like the instant videos like this spring on Instagram was kind of huge too. And then I just started a new like page, not under my name, 4 weeks ago, and that's where I kind of started sharing my journey of my pregnancy and everything. And so now I have that. And so I'm kind of using both, which has been kind of fun to get people that aren't part of my warm market.
That's perfect. Does anybody have anything else to add before we wrap it up? I didn't see any questions posted for like a live Q&A. If any of you guys are on live, have any questions that we can answer before we close things out? Or
can I just add one thing that you were sharing about Logan? Well, first of all, I really appreciate Logan's like vulnerability tonight, you guys, because like obviously it's not easy as a leader to like come and say like, hey, I'm struggling. And I want you guys to like really get her heart behind her vulnerability tonight. The fact that she sees how much potential that we have, and she sees how much potential we have to change so many lives. And so she is her worst critic, right? Like we are always our worst critic. And so she has a lot of time to sit on her couch and be her worst critic. And Brene Brown is like my favorite author. And she, one term that she always uses that I love is the scenario I'm creating in my head is, and that is so true, right? Like how many times we create in our head this scenario. And so the scenario that I think Logan is creating in her head is that she's failing us as a leader, which is not true at all. And so the best way that that we can like rise together as a team is being present on our page. And Logan and I talked about a few ways that we felt like we were failing to do that. And, you know, Haley just had a baby. And then, you know, like all of us, we all have stuff going on in our lives. And this is what I said to Logan, because this is the, you know how often you give advice to people that you should take yourself, right? It's so easy to dish it out, but it's hard to take it yourself. So when I got gastritis, I was in the hospital for like 5 days straight. And I texted Logan, I was like, I'm not going to share this on social media that I have gastritis. People are going to be like, oh my gosh, she's so unhealthy. Like, why would I sign up and do Shakeology? She has gastritis, you know? And Logan was like, no, you need to share that. Like, you need to be vulnerable. Like, Leslie, you have to share like your heart and what's going on in your life. Be real, like be authentic. Like that's who you are. And so I did. And guess what happened? I hit SC10 the next 2 months. Like I found all these new followers that I had never even found before because they connected with me in a different way. Not because they had gastritis, but they connected with me because of my vulnerability. So whatever you're struggling with, you know, like Jordan has a bunch of crap happening in her life. I know that a lot of us have a bunch of crap happening in our life. But when we're sharing that with vulnerability, but with hope, because we have a solution at our fingertips to help us, right? Like that's something that you don't find on Facebook. You can find a lot of negativity on Facebook, but you don't find a lot of hope on Facebook. And that's something that we have that's different. And that's something that changed for me. And I appreciated Logan pushing me to be vulnerable. So when I went and saw her the other day, I was there to be like, all right, girl, time for you to take your own advice. So, and that's what we do, right? So I want you guys, you know, to be encouraged that vulnerability is strength and it's refreshing on this day and age, okay? It is something you don't see a lot on social media, and it is how you will find your people, okay? And if people delete you or unfollow you, they weren't your people to begin with, okay? Peace out, right? Bye, Felicia. They weren't your people, okay? So share your true, authentic self. Have the courage to show up and be seen, okay? Like, that is the best advice. And that is what attracted me to Logan. That's what attracted Renee to Logan, okay? That's probably what attracted you to your coach and you don't even know it. And that's how your challengers are going to find you. And so my uncle unfriended me. That's awesome. My brother, yeah, we all have them, right? They're just like, bye. I'm like, you could just unfollow me.
You at the next family barbecue, that won't be awkward.
I just call them out. I'm like, hey, thanks for deleting me, sucker.
Yeah.
But so thank you, Logan.
His wife is actually a customer of mine.
So thank you, Logan, for being vulnerable. I appreciate it. I know it's not easy, especially when you're emotional and pregnant. I think you did good. And just, you know, Lindsey and Amy, you guys both came with really super refreshing like ideas that inspired me. I'm only at SC2, you guys, okay? So I know that you guys sometimes think that we have it all together. Well, we don't always. And but here's the deal. I don't quit until I hit Success Club. So you know that I'm going to be like pushing it until I do, because I know there's people out there that need me. And so I won't quit until I do, right? So here we go. So if you haven't hit Success Club, there's still like what do we got? Like 48 hours? I don't know.
I think one of the biggest things is to go follow up. It's all in the follow-ups. Like, even if you didn't get a chance to message new people, go follow up with everybody you've talked to in the past, because that's where a lot of them come from, because either they forget, they get busy, they need that reminder and that validation too, that you care about them and that you're checking in on them, because there's so many people, and I've shared this before, where I've, followed up like literally 10 times, and, it feels like you're bugging them, but then that you get that message back where they're like, thank you for not giving up on me. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah. And Haley said it really good on like the last call that we had. She said just following up shows that you care.
Probably once a month or so, depending on what kind of follow-up it is. If it's like somebody that signed up with, that I've already enrolled with a challenge pack and they still haven't signed up, I might just check in with them after, a couple days. And then if they still aren't responding, I might try a couple more days. And if they still don't respond by that point, I might be like, hey girl, it's okay if you're not ready. I just, want to know, that way I'm not bugging you, and I can check in with you maybe next month and see if that's a better time for you. So let me know if it's just not a good time. You give them kind of that out in case it's not quite the right time for them right now. And then with other people, if it's just somebody that I've been building a relationship with, like, I just continue to talk to them each month. Every, 3 to 4 weeks, I'll still message them. But I love your guys' ideas. Like, I need to be so much better about sending my challengers like a little welcome gift. I love those ideas.
Did anybody have any questions that didn't post them?
Something that has worked really well for me these last couple months is running a free group. And this is like something that can be a topic for a whole nother call, and Haley has done a call on how to run free groups. But just since we're almost in August, like, get this on your calendar to do in September. Pick a week and plan a free group. I make it free, but I give people the option, like when I'm inviting them, that they can upgrade to Shakeology, and I can send them Shakeology packets if they want to include it in there, but it's not a mandatory part of the group. Just stop moving the computer around. And what it's done is just given me more conversations to have and an easier way to segue into a challenge group invite, because I'm obviously like checking in with them throughout the course of the group and engaging with them and getting to know them if there's someone that I don't already really know yet. And then at the end of the group, you know, I follow up, ask how they're feeling. A lot of people were super fired up. Someone was like, I even lost a couple pounds. Like, we did like a salads and smoothies and squats group. It wasn't even anything like super intense. But they were excited and feeling really good. And so all those people I invited to the challenge group. And some of them were super excited and ready to keep going, which is great. Some of them need more information, and so we're still talking about it and still talking about it. Some people weren't quite ready for the big group yet, or financially weren't able to do the challenge pack yet, but we're still talking. And I said, you know, like, while we're having this conversation, I'd really love to get your opinion. I'm getting my group ready for next month. What is something that you feel could serve you right now? Like, we're going to be in September, it's going to be back to school. Like, is there a type of meal plan, like crock pots, or like a certain kind of workout that you feel like would help you, like, in this stage of your life right now? And so we're already segueing back into the invite for the next free group. And so I'm already like making my list of everybody so we can just continue that process over and over. Because some people, they'll stay in your free groups for like 6 to 8 months, because that's how long it takes them to really build that trust with you, you know, because it's that consistency over time builds trust. Jordan, how many months did we talk and talk before you were 9 months before she was ready? So it's just that consistency over time that builds trust. Keep showing them what we have to offer. Keep pouring value into their lives without expecting anything in return, because it'll come back to you like 10 million fold. Okay. So free groups are something that I totally blew off my first at least year to year and a half of coaching, because I was so full of myself and felt like, if I'm going to put this much effort into a group, like, people need to be paying me for it, which was so dumb of me. Like, I'm not, and it's been a mindset shift as I've grown into a more seasoned coach, even though I've only been doing this for not even 2 years. But it's all about the value and meeting people where they're at and helping them with what they're able to do right now. And over time, consistency over time builds trust. And the more value you add to their lives, the more you stay present in their lives, they're going to join you in the future. So, and it's worth it. Anybody have anything else to add, or any questions or anything before we hop off? Yeah, The Go-Giver is like my favorite book ever, if you haven't read that one yet. You see, stop. Okay, I think we will wrap it up. This was a great call. Thank you so much, Amy and Lindsey, for being on with us tonight.
Good job, ladies.
Like, we're not just like, blowing smoke when we say you guys like blew our minds with all your ideas and everything. Like, this is what we need. Like, you guys are coming in and are more fresh and new, like giving us new exciting ideas to do with our challengers. It's amazing. I love it so much.
That's why we're a team.
Okay, before we hop off, I'll have to take a picture so everybody knows today.
And then we're going to steal it from you.
Okay. Everybody smile. Okay.
Heather, are you hiding? She's like, at least she has her picture on. She let us see her face while she was driving. All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Babies.
We'll follow up with people.
2 more days. You got 2 days.
48 hours. We got this.
Bye, guys.
Bye.